Okay, introduction to research methodology. Subtopic is meaning and objectives of the research. When this coursework is done as a part of AICTE approved FDP conducted by IIT Bombay. Now, the meaning of the research. Here in the research, RE and SEARCH, search, research. Here, re is a prefix. That means again, new, or over again. Here, the church is a verb, and that means to examine closely and carefully, to test and try. Here, the total combined together, the re and such combined together, it describes a noun, okay, which means a careful and systematic and patient study and investigation in some field of knowledge undertaken to establish facts or the principles. Now we'll see the research definition. The research is a systematic investigation into existing or a new knowledge. That means a existing work or a newly knowledge, to acquire the new knowledge or to investigate the new concept or new design. A research project may also be an expansion on the past work in the field, where it may be the simple to extend of the earlier work done by the other researchers. Okay, now we'll see the high quality research. A good research requires the scope and limitations of the work to be clearly defined. Okay, the researcher should clearly define the scope and limitations of the work. Next one, the process to be clearly explained so that it can be reproduced and verified by the other researchers. So, the researcher should be clearly documented the investigations, and so that the upcoming researchers can use the data and they can reproduce and they can re-verify the existing investigation. So a thoroughly planned design that is an objective as possible. Okay. Next one, it should follow a highly ethical standards, and the limitations can be documented. Suppose any limitations in the investigation, and that can be clearly mentioned in the report. And data be adequately analyzed and explained. Okay, data get through the research can be adequately analyzed and I will give a proper explanation. All the findings be presented unambiguously and all conclusions be justified by sufficient evidence. So, sufficient evidence should be provided by the researcher to conclude and give the justification for the investigation. Now, we'll see the steps for making a good research. Here, first one is raising a question, suggest hypothesis, and a literature review, and a literature evaluation, acquire data analysis, data interpretation, and hypothesis support. So these are the steps for making a good research. Next one, now we will see one by one. First one, a question is raised. Okay, well, a question needs to be converted to an appropriate problem statement, which is put on the document. Next, second one is the suggest hypothesis. The researcher generates intermediate hypothesis to describe a solution to the problem. Okay, this is the best temporary solution since there is as well no evidence to support either the acceptance or rejection of this hypothesis. Okay, next step is literature review. Okay, in the literature review, the available literature is reviewed to determine there is already a solution to the problem. So for now, we given the we taken the problem. For that problem, the earlier researcher is there a given any solution. Okay, you have to search for that existing solution. Is there any existing solution throughout the world? Yeah, for that reason, we have to go for the literature review. Sometimes what happens for existing solutions do not always explain new observations. In existing solution also, you can find the new observations. Okay, for the existing solution might require some revision or it can be discarded. Okay, you can see with the other angle so that you can find a different method or a different approach for the given existing solution. The next step is literature evaluation. Okay, you gathered the literature, you critically evaluate the literature and you go through the thoroughly to the literature and for a proposed problem. The next one is acquire data. The researcher now begins to gather data related to the research problem. Okay, relevant to the research problem. This means the data acquisition will often change based on the type of the research problem. Okay, it may be different based on the research problem. It may be changed. Okay, data acquisition is nothing but the addition of the data. Addition of the data. Okay, next one we go for the data analysis. The data were gathered in the previous step are analyzed as first step in ascertaining the meaning. As before, the analysis of data does not constitute a research. Next, data interpretation. The researcher interprets the newly analyzed data and suggests a conclusion. Here, interpretation, data interpretation. Interpretation means the explanation of the meaning of the another others research work or others creative work. Okay, it is nothing but an explanation of the meaning of the others creative work. Yeah, you thoroughly go through with the others work and you have to give the conclusion. Okay, this can be a difficult thing. Keep in mind that the data analysis suggests a correlation between two variables and cannot automatically be interpreted as suggesting causality between these variables. Next, hypothesis support. The data will either support the hypothesis or they won't. This may lead to the researcher to cycle back to an earlier step in the process and begin again the new hypothesis. Okay, the hypothesis support. You have to check for the hypothesis support. If the hypothesis support means the acceptance level as highly probable in the light of established facts. In the light of established facts. Okay. Then if it is not supporting, then you have to go back. That we call it cycle back. This is one of the self-correlating mechanisms associated with the scientific method. Okay. These are the references. Thank you.